In boxing, there are athletes, there are champions, and then there are anomalies. Fighters who don't just perform, they transcend. Alexander Usyk is one of them. He doesn't just dodge punches, he makes them disappear. He doesn't win rounds, he reprograms his opponents. It's not about speed or power, it's about control, calculation, patterns. Today we're breaking down 5 moments. Usyk entered the matrix where he made world-class opponents look like they was in slow motion. November 2018, Manchester Arena. Tony Bellew was no joke. A power puncher with timing, a sharp jab, and a boxing brain. And early on, it showed. He was landing clean jabs, feints were working, and his right hand was snapping through Usyk's guard. He looked confident, comfortable, even dominant. The crowd was buzzing. Tony was ahead on all the cards after 6. But here's the catch. Usyk wasn't losing, he was downloading. If you watch closely, his foot placement never breaks form. His eyes are glued to Tony's shoulders. He's taking mental notes. When Tony twitches, when he drops his lead hand, where his head goes after the cross. He's collecting data, frame by frame. And then in round 8, the program finishes. Usyk steps left off the line, sets a trap with a feint, draws Tony into a counter rhythm, and detonates a brutal left cross that shuts Tony down instantly. It wasn't a brawl, it wasn't chaos, it was a surgical shutdown, executed at the perfect moment. Tony later admitted, he mentally broke me. He was always one step ahead. October 2020, Wembley Arena heavyweight debut. This was Usyk's first true test at heavyweight. What a test it was. Derek Chisora, a relentless pressure fighter, came charging forward like a bulldozer. From the opening bell, he threw looping overhands, body hooks, and chased Usyk like a predator hunting prey. Any other cruiserweight would have folded. But Usyk, he stood in the eye of the storm and didn't get wet. Instead of backing straight up, he angled off. He lured Chisora into throwing wide, then slipped just outside range. He used micro adjustments, pivots, pull counters, lateral slides to make Chisora miss by inches. One of the most ridiculous sequences came in round 7. Chisora launches a 4-punch combo on the ropes, and Usyk, with his hands down, weaves every single shot, then calmly exits on an angle. By round 9, Chisora looked exhausted, not because of damage, but because he was missing. Missing takes more energy than landing, and Usyk made him miss constantly. It wasn't just defense, it was deflation. He let Chisora punch himself into confusion. September 2021, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, unified heavyweight titles. The boxing world expected Joshua to impose his size, to jab, walk Usyk down, lean on him. For the first 20 seconds, it seemed like the plan. But then, Usyk started moving. He circled left, then right, then feinted and darted off the line. He never stood still and never gave Joshua a moment to plant his feet. He threw punches from strange angles, looping lefts from the outside, high jabs followed by body taps, double feints followed by sudden entries. He interrupted Joshua's rhythm over and over, keeping him constantly guessing. AJ would jab, and Usyk would be gone. AJ would try to corner him, and Usyk would pivot and be behind him. You could see the mental fatigue setting in by round 6. Joshua's eyes began blinking more, his breathing changed, and his punches slowed. Then came round 12, the most symbolic moment of the fight. The smaller man, after 11 rounds of movement, starts pressing forward. He traps Joshua on the ropes and unloads a flurry. Joshua's legs buckle, and the bell saves him from disaster. Usyk didn't just win, he changed how people view size in boxing. July 2018, Moscow, WBSS Final, undisputed cruiserweight. Title Gassiev was a knockout artist, feared for his power, known for his brutal finishing ability. But against Usyk, he might as well have been shadowboxing. From the first round, Usyk started circling, never in a straight line, never in predictable patterns. Gassiev kept loading up, trying to land a big right, but Usyk was gone every time. Watch the footwork. He's not running, he's gliding, staying just outside range, forcing Gassiev to reset after every punch. Even when trapped near the ropes, Usyk would roll under, pivot out, and counter, making Gassiev look heavy and one-dimensional. By round 8, Gassiev's punches slowed. By round 10, his corner looked lost. By round 12, the audience knew they weren't watching a fight, they were watching a masterclass. Over 700 punches thrown by Gassiev, and the vast majority missed. Usyk's final round output, the highest of the fight. Usyk and Daniel Dubois first fought on August 26, 2023, and the entire fight is remembered for the huge round 5 controversy. Usyk was controlling the early rounds with his footwork, angles, and feints, but everything changed when Dubois landed a massive right hand to the midsection that dropped Usyk. Dubois' team argued it was a perfectly legal belt-line body shot, while the referee ruled it a low blow, giving Usyk time to recover and completely altering the outcome. Had it been scored legal, Dubois might have become world champion right there. Instead, Usyk regained control, broke Dubois down with pace and precision, then finished him in round 9 with a clean right hook and a TKO moments later. That single moment of controversy created all the tension for the rematch. Dubois believes he was robbed and proved he can hurt Usyk badly, while Usyk wants to erase all doubt and dominate him without question. The entire rematch comes down to whether Dubois can legally target the body, cut the ring off, and use his size and power, or whether Usyk's elite movement, timing, and stamina simply overwhelm him again. In the rematch, Dubois came in with a completely different attitude. No hesitation, no second guessing, just pure belief that he could bully Usyk and settle the score. From the opening bell, he targeted the body relentlessly, not recklessly, picking his moments and firing sharp jabs to the chest to freeze Usyk's feet. For the first time in their rivalry, Usyk didn't look comfortable. Dubois' size, his physicality, and his willingness to close the distance actually pushed Usyk backward more than anyone expected. Champions make adjustments. Usyk did exactly that. Midway through the fight, he switched gears, raised the tempo, and started dragging Dubois into deep water with constant angles, fast combinations, and that suffocating southpaw rhythm that never lets you breathe. Dubois had moments, real, dangerous moments, especially when he dug in those hooks to the ribs that visibly slowed Usyk down. But the difference was the consistency. Usyk kept chipping away, touching him, turning him, drowning him a little more with every round. Eventually, the pressure, accuracy, and experience broke Dubois' shape, and once his feet stopped reacting, Usyk went for the finish. In the championship rounds, he unleashed a brutal barrage, the kind that only a master delivers when he smells the end. And the referee stepped in as Dubois sagged under the shots, giving Usyk another late stoppage win, and finally closing the chapter clean. No controversy, no debate, no what if, just Usyk proving, without question, why he's one of the best heavyweights of this era.